Hello and welcome to the third part in our Crusader Kings 3 tutorial series, version 1.0.3. There was a patch today, but all it did was fix a couple bugs related to succession, nothing we have to worry about in regards to this series. So we're just going to go ahead and continue on today about Jure Territory and claims. So, all Jure Territory is a sort of intrinsic legal claim on specific areas of land. So, the High Chieftain of Greater Poland, for instance, has a de jure claim on all of these highlighted counties you can see here. We own this land, but because it is de jure part of our duchy, which we currently hold, the High Chieftain of Greater Poland, we have a claim to this territory here. You can see it located on the left-hand side here. It shows you what land is already inside your realm, either directly held by you or held by one of your vassals, as well as list who currently owns territory which is outside your realm. In the case of kingdoms, it'll show you which duchies have yet to be created and where they are located should you click on them, as well as which ones have been created and are outside your territory. Below that, it shows what the requirements are should you want to form the kingdom or form the duchy. Our duchy is already formed, so it's not listed, but it'll show you what the requirements are for any specific empire, any specific duchy, any specific kingdom, and so on. So why does it matter? Who cares about de jure territory? What does it really mean? Well, there are two crucial aspects of de jure territory. The first is that it gives you a reason to attack over specific areas of land, and the second is that if you own land by a vassal that is not your de jure territory, they will not pay you the proper amount of taxes or levy because they are not part of your de jure territory. So if we load up a different example, let's say this one here from one of my Let's Play series in Sicily, we can see that my son here owns this area of land. However, because we currently do not have the Duchy of Apulia, we only own the counties here, he does not pay us the correct amount of liege, levy, or tax. You can see it located here, and it'll also show you what land a particular vassal would like to have, or what title it would like you to have hold. So we need to create this duchy for him to view us as our rightful liege. So that's one aspect that's important. If you have a bunch of vassals which are not de jure part of your territory, they will not like it. The second aspect is it gives you a reason to go to war. So if we take an example here as the High Chieftain of Munster here, this territory is not de jure part of the petty kingdom of Munster which we hold. So we don't have an ability to go to war. We don't have a casus belli to attack them. The other casus belli will be claims, which we'll get into in a moment. But as you can see here, the county of Desmond is in fact part of the de jure territory of the Kingdom of Munster. So if we select this guy and right-click him, we can declare war to seize the earldom of Desmond. And it even says right here, it's because it's part of our de jure territory. We have a legal claim to the area, and so we can attack over it. Whereas this one, where we do not, again, we simply cannot declare war. We have no claim, we have no de jure claim, we cannot declare war on him. Going back to Poland, I apologize. Going back to Poland, we can now go ahead and talk about claims. That is the other way you can go to war for territory specifically, or titles, i.e. kingdom titles and duchies and whatnot. And a prime example of that is over here with the Carolingians. They all have claims on each other's kingdoms and land. And why is that? Well, there are two types of claims. There are unpressed claims and pressed claims. You get unpressed claims from your parents. So if he has a pressed claim on the Kingdom of Italy, as you can see here, if he were to die, his children would all inherit a unpressed claim on the kingdom in order of succession. So we can click on here, and we can see all of these people. So all of these people here would go ahead and get unpressed claims on the territory. We will go more into succession and how this all works in our dynasties video in the future, but for now, just sort of understand that your heirs, i.e. your children, your brothers, that sort of thing, will inherit claims on your land when you die. Unpressed claims, on the other hand, do not get inherited when you die. The only way to ensure that unpressed claims continually to get claimed is if you go to war. You can even see that in the tooltip here. However, unpressed claims will become pressed if they are used in a casus belli to declare war, even if the war ends in a white peace. So, if the King of Lotharingia here were to fight over his claims on East Francia and West Francia, they would turn into pressed claims and get inherited by his children. The other way to get unpressed claims is to go over here to your council and select fabricate a claim on a county. So we can go ahead and do that here, and in 17 months when this is finished, we would go ahead and get a unpressed claim on this county at the cost of gold and opinion of the current holder of said province. We don't really need to do that, however, because we have a special reason to go to war as a pagan. We can simply go over here and go straight to declare war, and we can conquer counties simply at the cost of piety. That is special to us. As you saw, this was not available as the Catholic Irishman over there. And as our fame increases, we can even go to war for entire duchies or entire kingdoms. However, our fame is not high enough. Something which we will go over in a later video is prestige, piety, and renown. Just know that it exists for now. So, that sort of wraps up Jure Territory and claims. The last thing that will happen is something that is called Jure Drift. So, let's say that we have formed the Kingdom of Poland, hypothetically. And even though we hold the Kingdom of Poland here, we were to hold another duchy underneath us. Let us say, for this example, the High Kingdom of Prussia. What would happen is, as long as we hold the kingdom title here and the duchy underneath us, after a sufficient amount of time has passed, they will no longer view themselves as de jure part of the Kingdom of Lithuania. That is what de jure means. Jure Drift, rather. So, by simply having land underneath you that is not considered part of your rightful liege, eventually, over time, they will no longer see themselves as part of the Kingdom of Lithuania, but just integrate into the Kingdom of Poland, as long as you hold that land completely. So that's what de jure drift is. You can turn that setting off in the game rule, or you can speed it up, slow it down if you'd like. But that about covers de jure and claims. In the next episode, we will talk about actually going to war for those claims and how to gain territory, secure land for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.